Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Far Off Films podcast. Uh, I am your host slash captain, Jules from the channel The Walrus Man. I'm joined by a weeb and a South African.
Wow, you couldn't think of anything better.
Yeah, you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Timmy from Tim Jong-un Productions.
And I'm Luka. From Luka.
Lucas Films.
Yeah,
Not Lucas Films,
Lucas
Lucas
Films.
Films.
Lucas Films, yeah.
I'm just gonna say I'm Luka.
Yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it, yeah, so we're the only ones with stupid-ass names on our YouTube channel, it's fine.
True.
Who is more stupid ass, the Walrus Man or Tim Jong-un?
We discussed this last time. They're both silly, but
know,
they
but who's
have,
more
but they
stupid?
have their charm.
Yeah, they've got exciting origin stories.
In a good way, or yeah?
Yes, in a good way. I'd say at least.
Alright, how are we gonna... should I just segue into what I've got to show you guys?
Yeah, spill the beans.
Yeah,
What's
sure, I
happening?
guess so.
Okay, I got some really spicy shit for you. This is from Rolling Stone. I don't know if you've seen this. Exclusive fake
No, you told us
accounts
not
fuel-
to. You got mad at me for looking at this shit last time, remember?
Oh,
I wouldn't
well, this
know.
got pretty big on... Well, this got pretty big on Twitter, so I don't know if you already saw it, like, naturally. Yeah, fake accounts fueled the Snyder Cut online army.
Yeah, I saw
Warner
this,
Media
yeah.
What?
Yeah. You didn't see this, Luca?
Nope.
Okay, yeah.
A
So
Warner Media-
basically, like bots, like are the reason why like there is a bunch of like far right racist fuel like for the Snyder Cut or whatever. And so Warner Brothers realized that they were pranked by a bunch of bots instead of actual people who give a shit about Zack Snyder. This is all like kind of what I expected anyway. It's like there is no fucking way
We all kind of knew it in the first
that
place.
Snyder has this big of a fan base. Like, there's no fucking way.
Is this why the Snyder films won like the cheer moments and shit? Like,
It must be there because there's no way. It
That's
must just be
crazy.
bots.
oh my god.
Like, I would understand the Snyder Cut, like, okay, because it's like a bunch of superhero shit, but like Army of the Dead, like, really? Like, come on.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it also just goes into like a lot of stuff about like
That's funny.
the actual like fan base, like how they like sent like masses of hate to the guy who made what's the fucking Godzilla versus Kong, just because it happened to come around at the same time as the Snyder Cut and it was just a bit more popular. So they were like, oh fuck, it's gonna be bigger than the Snyder Cut. We've got to fucking shut this down. Let's just send masses of like hate messages.
Jesus
And the
Christ.
director was like actually begging
Wow.
Zack Snyder to like be like, calm them down, please.
Damn.
Yeah.
So the
and,
moral of the
I think
story
this
is to
how
stop giving
They
Zack
won that
Snyder
best
nice
cheer-worthy
things.
moment at the Oscars. Exactly.
Yeah, so the moral of the story
I
is
was
to
too
not
nice
give
on
Zack
him
Snyder
before.
nice things.
Yeah, moral of the story. Don't be a Zack Snyder fan.
I mean, this is so fucking stupid. This is why I just don't take any of this shit like seriously at all, because it's like there's no fucking way like Zack Snyder. Okay, even if he had a fan base this large, there is no way someone could have a fan base this toxic and do it like on purpose. Like, I don't know. Like, Zack Snyder is kind of an idiot, but like I don't think he's like a bad person or anything like that. So like, there's no fucking way that any of this was real, and I was right. Like, of course all this shit happened. Like, what did you expect? And you know who got goofed? Warner Brothers, for thinking this was actually real. So, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have much
The
to
moral
say
is-
about this.
It just
yeah,
again, it's
the
just
moral of
proving
the
what
story
we
is stop
essentially
giving
already
Zack
knew.
Snyder nice things. You know, like I just I just want to stop watching his movies. Like I just watch all of his movies out of obligation at this point. Not because I want to, but because I'm just sort of morally obligated because he's like one of two of like my mortal enemies. So
Who's the other mortal enemy?
You think if you don't watch his films,
Baz
some like
Luhrmann, I guess.
it's just gonna know that and just like break into your house.
Yeah, like a bunch of far righters are just gonna like break into my house and be like point. It'll be like Ben and Arthur, where they're like they'll point a gun at me, but instead of like telling me I need to like like be a Christian or something, like you need to die for Jesus' sins, they're gonna be like you need to die for Zack Snyder's sins or fucking whatever. It's I hope to God that doesn't happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to know the response to this, by the fans, just type up into Twitter. It doesn't need to be in any order. Zack Snyder or Snyder, Rolling Stone, and fake news, and there is so many just angry tweets
Give
from
us
Zack
a
Snyder fans.
morsel of these tweets. Like, what are some examples?
Yeah, I'm pulling them up now.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. Fuck. Let me find a good one.
While we wait, Luca, how do you feel about
God, there's so many toxic.
Zack Snyder in general? I know you probably don't hate him as much as I do, but I don't. What do you
Blech.
guys think? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care about.
That's fair. Yeah.
I know his fans are obnoxious and they seem like really toxic and weird. And like he's not a good filmmaker, but yeah, I don't know.
He hasn't made like
I
a
will
good movie in
say-
his life, so
No. I will say that
Has
I
he ever
would like
made a
to
good movie?
I would like to watch that owl movie again.
Oh, Owls of the Guard. That was so fucking boring.
Oh, God.
I watched through Zack Snyder's
That was so
filmography. That was
bad.
the most boring one
Really?
of his filmography.
I remember it
could
not
not.
being that
I couldn't
bad.
stand it. Actually, I take it back. Like Dawn of the Dead is a
My
decent
younger
movie. It's
brother's
not
like a
like
really-
fucking terrible or anything. Dawn of the Dead is like decent, and then like 300 had some like entertaining scenes, and like that's about it. Like,
300.
I don't like anything else
Yeah,
from Zack Snyder.
300. 300 is like Aquaman. 300 is like
Yeah.
Aquaman
Yeah.
for me. Like it's just so bad and
That's fair.
stupid that it's kind of fun.
Okay.
Like it's just so fucking epic.
Yeah, I mean, when you see just like a 300 jacked guys like going up against like fucking Persian ninjas, I guess, like you're gonna raise your eyebrows like every once in a while. So
Okay, I found a good one. This is replying to the article. Warner Bros. Just need a reason not to work with Zack Snyder again to justify it to vocal fans, and so now we get this report, and now they will never restore the Snyderverse now. Hashtag
I mean-
restore the Snyderverse. Hashtag Snyder Cut on digital.
they were never going to restore the Snyderverse anyway. Like, what the fuck are these people like complaining about? It's never gonna happen.
I know.
Like, stop complaining about it. It's not gonna
They're
happen.
so
Zack Snyder
delusional.
doesn't want to make any more of these movies anyway. Like, stop like asking for this to happen. Like, you got your like Justice League. What the fuck more do you want, people?
Yeah. It's never gonna happen.
It's not.
It is never gonna
Stop
happen.
asking for it. Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you guys saw all the MCU announcements.
Oh yeah, I was so fucking thrilled.
Yeah, so much shit. We're getting 2 new Avengers movies, 5 and 6. You know they're never gonna
Yeah,
stop
because
now.
one wasn't enough. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 wasn't enough.
Like yeah, like what I forgot like some of the things because like the moment I saw like the Comic-Con like panel, I just immediately forgot. Like remind me some of the projects that are coming out again. So like
got a
they've got
list.
like
Yeah,
please don't list all of them. Just list the notable
Yeah.
ones.
Well, we don't even know
Ant-Man.
what the
I saw,
notable
like,
ones are,
I just saw,
because
like,
like
a
everything
like,
these
a
days is
sheet
just
of all
fucking
of them.
important for canon. So
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because we definitely need more of those
Ugh.
films, because that second one was so good.
I feel
Guardians
like
of the
with
Galaxy.
each Ant-Man movie, the more times we're just slapping Edgar right in the face.
I
So
know. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That one I'm excited for. I'll watch
yeah,
that one.
yeah, I'll
Uh,
see that. Yeah.
The Marvels, which is a Captain Marvel sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Blade, which is a remake. Captain America: New
Yeah.
World Order.
Ugh.
Daredevil: Born Again. And then those two Avengers movies and a Fantastic Four movie. That's pretty much all the major
Did you
shit.
say a new Thor movie? Sorry.
Yeah, there's Fantastic Four.
Great. Oh, you said Fantastic Four. I thought you said Thor. I was like, already? Jesus.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is another Thor movie coming.
Mm-hmm. And then you said two Avengers movies next or something?
Yeah, two Avengers movies in 1 year, which is gonna be hell
In
for me
1
for
year?
sure. Yeah, yeah. There's like one at like the
Jesus fucking Christ.
in like May. There's one in like May, and then one in November of 2025.
Jesus fucking Christ. At least, like, split them apart. Like, give it a year or some shit. Because isn't that what
I
happened with, like,
know.
Infinity War and Endgame?
Yeah, they were precisely a year
I
apart.
think one of them. I think one of them is supposed to be like the Magic Avengers,
The
and then
Magic
the other
Avengers.
one's supposed to be like the like Captain America, Black Widow, like those type of Avengers.
Oh, so
you
the
know?
yeah.
fucking worthless ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Who's the
an Avengers movie for each like stupid like faction that they
Yeah,
have
because there are so
going
many
on
goddamn
now.
characters in this universe anymore. It's like
Yeah.
you can't realistically like shove them into one movie anymore.
Yeah, there's got to be like an
Yeah.
anthology film. We'll cover like these characters in this one and these characters in the next one.
Is it really so bad for this series to end? Like, I understand that, like, you know, people still like superhero movies and shit, and like, there's always going to be a demand for this kind of thing. But like, would it be so bad to just end things like for
Nah,
this?
because
Because like they've already made so much money anyway, and you know they're already like fucked their visual effects department to the point where it's like it's barely workable. Like, is there really a point to keep this going? It's like, because to me it's like I also saw all the Marvel movies up until Endgame out of like just contractual obligation, because like that was the thing to like, you know, watch and be hip about. But nowadays it's like, you know, if I'm feeling like the rest of this shit is like contractual obligation as much as most Marvel fans are, then like, do we really need to keep this going? Like, I thought like Endgame was like a solid conclusion. I don't really understand the point to keep this going, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, because it's a consistent stream of income. You gotta keep that flow of money going.
I mean, I don't mind them keep making Spider-Man movies.
Oh yeah, I
but,
guess I
like,
don't that either.
all the other random people, like, that shit.
Give us more Toby and
Oh.
Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies and I'll be happy.
I did see that there was a Spider-Man 4 there, though.
I'm actually kind of upset that that's happening, because like I felt like in terms of like a solid trilogy of Tom Holland movies, like I thought like what was the last one called again? Far From Home? Wait, No Way Home. Yeah, No Way Home was like a solid
Way
like
Home.
conclusion to like that trilogy. Like the idea of like a fourth movie is like kind of like stretching it out at this point, but I don't know.
No, but I think it was like a Raimi Spider-Man 4.
Kind of. I mean, like,
Because there was two Spider-Mans.
like an
listed
actual
there.
like Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 movie.
Yeah, there's Spider-Man freshman year, and then there's Spider-Man 4, which
No, that doesn't. I doubt it's Tobey Maguire. I bet it's a Tom
People-
Holland like
Yeah.
Spider-Man 4. There's no.
People have been campaigning for
Yeah, there's
the
no
Amazing
way that could
Spider-Man
be-
3 as well. So they want their own little
Which
Snyder
is
company.
fucking stupid.
what's
There's
the
no
other
way
Spider-Man
people would
thing?
actually want that. Like, I love Andrew Garfield, but I don't like. No one likes the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
why people are campaigning for a third one. Like, what do you want? Like Mark Webb to come back and like direct the third Amazing Spider-Man movie? Like, are you insane? Like, Jesus, no, hell
Oh,
no.
okay, no, I'm wrong. So Spider-Man Freshman Year is an animated show, and then Spider-Man 4 is just the Tom Holland Spider-Man
Yeah,
4. So
so
there's
that's
no
what I
like
thought. Yeah,
Tobey
but
Maguire
I would
one.
love a
Okay,
fourth Tobey
oopsie.
Maguire Spider-Man movie.
That probably won't happen.
Yeah. Fuck it, they can even make Amazing Spider-Man 3, I don't mind. If they make the character more like how it was in Spider-Man No Way Home, then people will like
I
that.
would see
Like,
a an Amazing Spider-Man movie directed by Sam Raimi. I'd watch that.
yeah.
In fact, like, I'd just give Sam Raimi all these superhero movies. Like, if you're gonna keep making all these superhero movies, like, just get Sam Raimi to do all this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. So,
I don't.
Yeah, like,
I mean, either way, I think like the only
at
Spider-Man
least Doctor
thing.
Strange 2 was a Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, at least in terms of like Spider-Man things, though, like the ones I'm just most excited for just have nothing to do with this. So like the new Spider-Verse film that's coming out next year, like I'm excited. I'm more excited
That one
for
I'm
that than
excited
like any
for.
of this shit. If I'm being honest, so
The most excited I am for anything superhero related is Invincible.
see. Oh yeah,
And the
hell yeah.
boys. Yeah.
When's that?
Yeah, that's it.
Show me that
That's
on like
it.
Comic Con. Like, give me that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
we done
is
talking
that?
about cape shit
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Sure. I don't
Do you have
have
any
anything
other
else
news,
to
Jules?
really tell to you guys, so we can
Okay,
probably segue
Okay,
that's
in.
cool.
fine.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of masks, we saw the black phone. What did we think about that crap?
Yes.
Well, you said it already. It was crap.
I think
Oh yeah, I guess.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was
Should
decent.
I give? I'll give the synopsis for this one because I mean I
Sure.
assume Jules is gonna do the movie he recommended, and I
Oh, and
forgot
I'll be
everything
stuck.
that happened in the Gray Man. So the Black Phone,
Yeah, okay.
pretty much like there's this creepy dude who like kidnaps kids and like shoves them in a basement, and then like he plays these weird games with them, and then he like kills them, and then nothing else happens. And yeah.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a nothing
It's the new
movie. And I did not really enjoy it. What did everyone else think?
It's perfect. It's great that you said nothing really happens because I feel like that's like the perfect description for a Scott Derrickson movie. Because literally nothing happens in most of his movies. Yeah, I mean, like it was sort of like okay. I guess I'll just say this. I think it was fine. It was decent. The only reason I went to go see this is because like I at some point on Rotten Tomatoes I saw like 100% or whatever, and I was like,
Huh?
there is no way this movie has this
Huh?
fucking like gold star like 100% rating. So I went to go see it, and I was like, it was fine, it was decent, but it was like it wasn't anything special. I didn't get anything like great out of it. The only thing I got out of it was that like my crowd when because I saw this in a packed theater when it came out, like people were actually cheering at certain points. Like spoilers by the way for the Black Phone, I guess. Um when the small child basically breaks Ethan Hawke's like neck or whatever, like everyone was cheering like yeah, like and I was like really, like we're in a horror movie right now, like come on. But yeah, so it was fine, it was decent for what it was. So
Okay. Yeah, Jules, what do you think?
Hello, everyone. It's Luka. I just want to say at this point of the podcast, my audio cut out and the video, which I was recording. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to be silent during this point, I guess, which sucks. I tried to fix it. I'm really sorry. New podcast, like obviously there's gonna be a bunch of issues and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. At least we still got the audio, of my recommendation. But yeah, my hard drive just fucked out and didn't record the big chunk of stuff, which is really annoying. But yeah, if you want to know my brief thoughts, I did not like the Gray Man at all, and I thought the castle was pretty decent. So yeah.
I thought it was alright for what it was. Like, I like the level of like I wasn't expecting the level of like reincorporation that came into the film. Like, there was just stuff that just came back later, like the yeah, um, like the thing about like the meat in the fridge that he uses at like the end and distracts like the dog. Like I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. What did you guys like Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, I thought Ethan Hawke was the best part of the movie. I thought he was in terms of what he was going for, in terms of like a Heath Ledger's Joker slash like Hannibal Lecter type. I thought he like fit the character very well. And I thought like the small child, what was his name, Finney or something like that. I thought his performance was actually not that bad. I thought like, in fact, during a couple of moments, I thought I was like, wow, like this is actually kind of a decent performance. Like this child performance is not as annoying as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I can't say the same for the sister, who was just annoying as fuck. Like holy shit, yeah. I can see things in my dreams. Plus, I thought it was just more like sort of. It was a film focused on like the kid anyway, like him trying to like overcome his like fears and like you could say like Ethan Hawke's character is kind of like a physical representation of like his fears overcoming it. I mean, like that's still a stretch, but like like I think he served his purpose very well. Like he was in the movie for the right amount of time.
And he was in the movie enough that he gave himself enough of a presence that he's remembered throughout it.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to say it. Yeah, so.
Also, he comes down a bunch down the stairs to like fuck around with the kid, and like give him
Yeah,
food
no,
and
like
shit.
yeah, give him like eggs and stuff and a soda. Like that's more that's more than like most of these like serial killers can say they've given small children. So,
Yeah, exactly. I put salt and pepper on it.
yeah. I think this might be the best Scott Derrickson movie. I mean, I say that, but I don't really like any of his movies because this one was the one I was the least bored by. I mean, like the first 30 minutes of this film was so fucking boring. Like I was
Yeah,
dreadfully
kind of
bored. I
waiting.
was like, please God, like make something happen. And like eventually something did happen,
Get
and I was
kidnapped already.
yeah, someone kidnapped this child already, and it does happen. It just takes like 30 minutes to get there. So like in between, like we have all this like bullshit where it's like, the kids are getting like physically like domestically abused by their dad, which by the way had nothing to do with the plot. Like you could have cut
And
that
then they just
subplot
forgive
out of the
him.
movie.
They just forgive him.
literally, and they just forgive him. Yeah, like because like just
I'm so sorry, kids.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck? You can't just like say that. Like you get just, like, and this had nothing to do with like the main plot of the movie anyway. The same way how like if you cut out the sister character, literally nothing would have changed. Absolutely nothing would have changed about this film whatsoever.
Would have
It's
been
like
better if it was like. It would have been better if it was just the police more trying to track her down or him down.
yeah,
Sorry.
it could have been like Prisoners, like Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners, like where like yeah, it's like two movies. Like one is like the cops trying to find like the kidnapper and like the kid, and then the second half is dedicated to like the like that could have been an interesting movie. Like why are we wasting time on like Finney's sister, who by the way is terrible at acting, can't act for shit, so.
know.
Like every time she swears, like I just don't believe anything like that she's saying. And she's like,
Jesus.
yeah, like when the kid gets like beat up by those bullies and just like get the fuck off of him or whatever. I was like, I was laughing during
It
that
was
scene.
hilarious.
I don't know. This felt like a horror movie for kids, if I'm being honest. Like I have no idea why this movie is like rated R. Like other than like the violence, like which isn't really that bad. It doesn't get that bad until like near the end of the movie. Like this is a horror movie for babies. Like this is just what
Yeah.
it felt like. Yeah.
Maybe it's because of that one scene where he he kills his brother with the axe. Like that was kind of bloody. So that maybe
That was
that's the kind of
satisfying,
thing.
but it just like it took me like what, like an entire movie for me to get to that point. Like I just wish like more things like that happened in the film, because I was getting like dreadfully bored during like a good
My
portion
friend
of
was
this
scared
movie.
like shitless. Like yeah,
It's like a brown
thinking
moment.
I was just like thinking like, what's the layout of this house? Like, how the fuck haven't they found him yet? It's like there's
Yeah,
nothing in the house. It's like you haven't searched all
I
of it.
think that was like they intentionally made it confusing for that reveal, but it was
Yeah,
so
it
stupid.
was
It's
so
like
dumb.
you did not need to make the editing this fucking confusing just for a stupid reveal like that, which just barely did anything. Like it barely contributed to the plot whatsoever. So I was like, what the fuck is the point of any of this?
Kind of cool if he didn't.
It would be cool if it ended in child death.
That would actually justify the R rating. Well, I mean, it's maybe like, oh no, he's seen my face.
Yeah, they were
properly.
trying to go for like a Rorschach thing, you know, like Rorschach consider his mask his face, so when you pull off his mask, it's like my face.
I think the reason like that he like beat him easily is because like I think it's meant to. It was what they were trying to say is like, yeah, he's just like some fucking weirdo at the end of the day. He's not like Michael Myers or Jason. He's not like some force of nature that's just unkillable. Like
Yeah, he's like a fucking loser with a mask. Like I guess that's like,
yeah,
yeah.
he's just some edgelord who kidnaps children.
I thought I kind of cared at some points, like when he like
Yeah,
there was that scene where like he like dug through like the meat locker or whatever, and then he starts like breaking down. That was kind of I kind of like
Yeah.
sympathized with that. That was kind
feelings of like
cool.
hopelessness.
Yeah, so yeah, it's stupid as
How
fuck.
do you guys
yeah,
feel about
it's
like the actual like nature of like the phone itself, like the
uh
voices and shit?
it was stupid. Yeah. It was dumb.
When that
I
when they had that
I
yeah
mean, that's just
how
like a staple of like Scott Derrickson's movies at this point. Like all of his movies are just like fucking weird ghost shit like happening to normal people. Like in Sinister, like when he saw like the fucking VHS tapes or whatever, and then like Bagul just kind of like shows up because he saw like the videotapes and it's haunting Ethan Hawke. Like it's just the same shit happening here. It's just that like, oh, you know, he got kidnapped by a serial killer. Well, fucking like ghost kids are here to like help him
yeah.
out or whatever. It's just the same shit. So.
I wish they'd made it like more open to interpretation, because my interpretation of that would be like he's kind of just like imagining like the voices that
Yeah,
he's like talking to in his isolation. But then
if it was
that's
like ambiguous,
oh
yeah, if it was like ambiguous where it's like are you going insane, or like are these ghosts real or something like that, if they had that sort of angle, that would have been way more interesting.
yeah,
But no, it's just like, nope, ghosts are real and they're gonna help
ghosts
you
are
beat the
real.
shit out of him.
They
So
want to
yeah,
talk to you.
I can see the house in my dreams.
You
Jesus
never have
Christ.
dreams. Your dreams are just dreams.
Stop dreaming. As loud as fuck.
And the dad's like watching him at one point. I don't
Yeah.
understand how you can just like forgive your dad like that after he just like 2 days before he like beat you and you were in hysterical tears.
Yeah, like you
Did we
can't just
forget
like
about
serve.
that?
You can't just survive like a kidnapping situation and just go, well, you know, my dad beat me, but this is
At least
worse.
I'm not
So
kidnapped.
yeah, at least I wasn't kidnapped. Yeah, it was
Those
dumb,
the
but
jump scares of the dead children are so cheesy.
yeah, when she's like biking through the rain, she's like, "Please let my dreams
Oh.
be real," and then let's go show up, and then she falls.
And then it's just the
down.
end of the scene. Like it just like
Yeah.
cuts away.
Yeah.
In my in my
Sorry, what were you
theater,
saying?
when that in my theater when that one kid showed up like just behind him and it was like a little jump scare, there was this one woman who was like diagonally across from me on the other side who just let out the most like blood curdling scream and everyone was just laughing.
Like I get he's like supposed to be a stupid kid, but like he's getting help from like ghosts and shit. Like, come on, like you would be a little smarter about this, you know.
I
Oh,
swear
by
to
the way,
God,
can
this
I just
movie-
say, all the ghost people are so fucking annoying. Like the one I found particularly annoying was like the fucking like metalhead like rock star like ghost who's like he's the one who played. Well, we saw the other
Was he
two
the one in
kids.
the
Like we
pinball
saw
game?
yeah, he was like fuck you like and he like beats the shit out
Fuck
of
you, you
someone like
ruined
in
my
a
game.
grocery store. Like what the hell is going on? So
The stupid I love how it made me like I had to try not to laugh in the cinema when the little karate kid gets when he goes missing, it just immediately cuts to like the bullies chasing after the main kid. That editing
I
was
don't
just
even
so
remember
funny.
that. Yeah.
Well, because he said the bullies intimidated him in the bathroom. And they're like,
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're
you're a little
talking about.
fag," and then the karate kid came in and was like, as long as I'm around here, you guys will not bother him, or I'll beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
And then as
his
soon as he went
dialogue was
missing,
like just so cringe. Like when they're in the bathroom and he's like, "Yo, bro, like you gotta learn how to defend yourself. You gotta learn how to like take care of yourself." He was so cringe. He's like, "Yeah,
you
I've
hold the
seen like
phone,
Enter the
step back
Dragon
and
so
swing.
many
You hold the
times."
phone, step back and swing.
Oh my. It's like think of every like middle school edgelord you've ever met, and then it's this kid.
He's wearing a headband around his neck.
And I just love how like at the end of the movie, like after this kid has survived like a kidnapping and like potential death, he just like walks into his science room like with like no with like as if nothing happened. Like the girl next to him, he's like, hey baby, like you're pretty cute." Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is how we end the movie. Oh my god.
It ends the movie with the implication he gets pussy after kidnapping.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Get kidnapped so you can get pussy. Yeah, I'm the dog. I don't have much because, yeah, I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10. Closer to a 4 than a 6, but 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5 as well.
Cool. Speaking of things that are gay and stupid, we saw the gay man. Yeah. What did we think about the gay man? What happened in this movie? I can barely remember what happened in the movie. Okay, Ryan Gosling
some
is
action.
yeah, there was some action. Ryan Gosling is in jail, and then Billy Bob Thornton shows up and like, "Yo, bro, wanna like kill for a living?" And he's like, "Dank," and then he kills
Yep.
one of the bad guys from Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Batman v Superman. And then he gets like a nice necklace, and then a bunch of action
He
bullshit.
immediately goes on the run.
Yeah, he goes on the run, and then some Jason Bourne bullshit happens where he's like, "You gotta find like the
he's
Sierra
killed.
6 and blah 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 blah," and stuff like that. And then a bunch of action bullshit happens. And then Chris Evans' character
And
is really
he's-
gay and cringe, and yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the movie.
Me destroy a historical building.
Just the things that he said. Can I just start with this? Chris Evans, I don't know what he was going for, but like the things that he said in the movie were just like so unintentionally gay. He was like, "How's it going, cupcake?" Or like, "What's it going on, pumpkin?" I was like, "What the
Yeah, I
fuck
know,
are
I
you
know.
talking about? Like, what are you going for?" And then he's got like the 70s
Like the way he
porno
puts like
stash.
the pepper spray in his eye.
Yeah. And he's like, "I got shot in the ass." It's like, what the fuck? But this movie was stupid. It was bad.
Damn, that shot in the ass was good.
Yeah, it's crazy how a movie can be boring, cringe, and nauseating all at the same time. But I guess the Russos made that happen. And I watched
Do you guys know how much this movie cost?
$200 million. Yeah, I know.
$200 million.
Yeah, we could have like spent that money like, like feeding starving children, or like, saving the wildfires, or at least make a better movie. But nope, we got the fucking Gray Man. It was like when they made fucking Valerian for like $200 million, and I was just thinking the same thing. It's like you could have spent this money like with solving world peace, or like more healthcare, but
Yeah.
nope,
I'm pretty
fucking
sure Red
Valerian.
Notice was like somewhere around the same budget.
I think so too. Anyway, what did you guys think about the Gay Man? This stupid piece of shit.
It was gay.
Yep.
Either I just didn't catch that, or I probably just forgot about it.
I wouldn't be surprised because
so boring.
I forgot like when I went to I watched this pretty late, so like I went to bed after I saw the movie. When I woke up, I was like, wow, I barely remembered anything that happened in that film, and I saw it like hours ago. so yeah,
I mean,
all these actors that
I don't know.
that I usually like are just so fucking awful in this film. Like I guess like Ryan Gosling was like the least bad in the movie, but like he was just so fucking awful. Like he was just like a bland
Yeah,
generic
he brings
protagonist
nothing.
that I guess I was supposed to like connect with, but I just didn't give a fuck. Chris Evans was easily the worst part of this movie. I cringed at literally everything this guy was saying. He was like
He's either the
like
best or the worst.
yeah, like he was like it's like when
He's
he
more
said so
memorable.
I forgot what he said, but he's something on the lines of because like when the one like Indian guy like he survived like the massacre or whatever, he's like lone wolf in pursuit or whatever. He's like it's good to see you again, my sexy Tamil friend. I'm like, what the fuck? Like is this a joke? Am I supposed to find this funny? Yeah, it's either Captain America or like fratty douchebag because he was also that in like Scott Pilgrim and like Knives
This
Out.
looks
Yeah.
like one of like the fake movies that he would star in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, it's like that's the movie, like the fake action movie that like Chris Evans was in Scott Pilgrim. Like that's this movie. This is that movie. The action scenes were so fucking incompetent, which is crazy because it's like, you know,
Can't see shit in the maze.
I can barely fucking see it because like okay, when I kept thinking about Captain America Winter Soldier because like the action scenes were like also kind of similar to this, but like the difference between that and this movie is that like you can actually see what's going on. I mean, they still do the stupid bullshit quick cut editing thing that like every action movie has done since
The lighting's
Taken.
a bit bland as
But
well.
yeah, but like you can at least like see what's happening like 60 to 70% of the time. Here I could barely like process what the fuck was happening because they do this like annoying like fucking zoom shots and like fucking quick cut every like 2 to 3 seconds
so
every time someone
disgusting.
like punches someone or like shoots someone. It was so fucking annoying. I was so mad. I was like, can I like just see what the action is going on? Like, can I see the action, please? Can you stop like doing all these like close-ups and fucking like quick cut editing? Like, this is bullshit. Like, I thought we've moved past this. I thought we were done with like the Taken style action editing, but it's just fucking here. It's like, what's going on?
It's like the fucking like fast paced like drone shots that would like zoom
I hated that.
around,
I
like,
hated
really
that
fast.
so much.
They
Like, it's
look
like
so disgusting.
you could tell they were proud of those shots. I was like, this is the most disgusting fucking thing. Like the cinematography in this movie in general was fucking
like
awful.
shit.
It was so bad. Yeah, we were
right.
talking about this little girl who is really fucking bad at acting.
Oh yeah, she's a good actor.
She reminded me of like Dakota Fanning's character from the Cat in the Hat movie where like she acted like she was older than she actually is or whatever. It was I guess it wasn't as annoying as like the little girl from the Black Phone, but it was just so fucking cringe. She was just what the fuck did she say? She's like, yeah, just an average Thursday or something like that. I was like, oh my god, Jesus. Fuck you. And I don't understand like the connection that they have, like the little girl and like Ryan Gosling or whatever. It's like they're supposed to have like a sort of father-daughter bond. It's like I don't give a shit about any of this. Like you didn't properly develop this at all. Like why the hell am I supposed to give a fuck, you know? So I guess so. Yeah, cuz like Billy Bob Thornton died or whatever, you know, he just I thought the movie was rated R, but like it was like when I saw like how tame the action was, I was like, this is pretty tame for like an R-rated film. But then I figured out it was PG-13. I was like, well, this is fucking lame. Like Jesus, it's like
But they gotta get all the edgy 12-year-olds and Marvel fans to watch it, and they won't watch it if it's.
it's fucking Netflix. It's not like you can prevent like 10-year-old babies from watching this movie anyway. It's like this movie felt like it was for babies too. Like if the Black Phone was like a horror movie for babies. Like this is an action movie for babies. Like this is saying nothing new. This is not doing anything interesting or unique. This honestly felt like a
My
shitty.
mom really enjoyed it.
I mean, I'm happy for her, but like this just felt like a shitty Jason Bourne ripoff. I fucking hated this. It felt like a piece of shit version of like Jason Bourne. Like it just because like, and even the character is like literally no different from like every other spy. He's like, oh, he's like silent, like, and like, you know, quiet like Jason Bourne, but he's also like a tough guy like James Bond. Yeah, like James Bond, and like he's also Ethan Hunt because he
inside.
yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, whatever. I can't
what's
stress
better, though?
enough how much I hated the fucking Bridgerton guy, and then the girl from like Iron Fist and the fourth Matrix movie. They were just these British people doing American accents, but they were just really unconvincing. It's like, yeah, see, this is why we got to get rid of the Sierra program. And blah, 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 blah. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't believe you people. Sorry, someone was saying something. I was just getting really mad.
Oh yeah, what do you think is better, this or Men in Black International?
I've never seen Men in Black International, so I can't even comment on that. Yeah, it's like, it's not, you can't just say like, wow, this is a bad movie or whatever, and like just pretend like that's a good joke or whatever. Like, it doesn't change the fact that you're a bad movie. It's like it was so similar to something like
Deadpool.
fucking Space Jam or like, yeah, or Deadpool or fucking like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, or it's like, wow, that's like terrible writing, that's a bad joke. Like, it's not a funny joke just because you pointed out that's like a bad joke. Or you can't just say like, well, this is so stupid, why don't you guys like shoot? It's
It
like,
doesn't become endearing because
do
of
you
it.
think you're meta because you say shit like that? It's like, is that the new trend? I'm
It's like this Deadpool like type of writing.
it's
where it's
fucking
like,
everywhere, and
I'm
it's like,
self-deprecating.
and it hurt the tone specifically because like, yeah, like Luka, you put it right on the money. It's like, you can't have this like serious tone to the movie, and then you can't just do this other shit where it's like, how'd you know I was Lloyd's? Like, because of the trash stash. Like, you can't have this shit in the same movie as like, I'm assuming as like like an edgy, serious, like fucking like Jason Bourne type spy movie. Like, pick one. Like, you can't be both. Like, pick one.
You're either Mission Impossible or you're Bond.
Yeah, and you would think the Russo bros would know how to do that, because, like, I mean, like, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and Civil War aren't, like, exceptional movies. They're not, like, great movies or anything like that, but, like, they balance the tone way better than this piece of shit. Like, it's crazy that they made, like, all these Avengers movies and, like, fucking Marvel movies, and then they make this shit. Like, how is that even possible?
Well, did you watch Cherry?
No, it looked boring as fuck.
That was like the worst film of last year. That was
Really?
my
That
least
bad?
favorite film of last year.
I might check it out then just to see how bad it is.
It is so boring. It's like they took like such offense to like Martin Scorsese saying like Marvel movies aren't cinema. They're like, oh fuck you, we're gonna make something that's like deep and like dark and has something to say. And it's just
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
and
so
you made
fucking awful.
you made a dumpster fire. Like, fuck off. So, like, know where you like these are the same guys who like directed a bunch of episodes of like Community and like Arrested Development and stuff
I
like that. It's
know.
like, you can't just jump
Geothermal
from
Escape
this
Island is
to
such a good
like,
episode.
yeah, no, and like some of the best episodes of Community and Arrested Development are like the ones that they directed. So it's like, I don't know how the fuck they got to this point, but whatever.
They directed like For a Few Paintballs More, which is like one of my favorite episodes of the
Oh,
show.
did they direct that one? Yeah, that's one of the better episodes
Yeah.
of Community. Yeah.
They directed the Floor's Lava one as well, which is another great one.
Oh, wow. So they really have directed the best episodes. Yeah. They should just stick to what they know. Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, sticking... It's the same way how, like, you know, when Edgar Wright tried to make a non-comedy, it just, like, didn't work out. It's like, you know, sometimes people just stick to what they know and because they're really good at it, you know? So it's like, these guys clearly are good at comedy. Well, at least I thought they were good at comedy because I didn't laugh at anything in this movie. It's like, just stick to, like, that basic slapstick, like, quirky humor from, like, Community and, like, Arrested Development. I don't know what the fuck was going on in this movie. Like, Jesus. But Yeah, apparently there are going to be
Yeah.
sequels and there's going to be a spin-off. Netflix wants to make this a franchise and turn it to fucking like Star Wars or some shit. It's like I understand that like Netflix
Everything
like
has to be a franchise.
I understand that Netflix dumped like $200 million into this movie or whatever, but like, just because you spend a lot of money doesn't mean I have to suffer. Like, Jesus, Netflix. This is why I don't like you anymore.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, who likes Netflix these days? Remember when Netflix was like the place where you could go to for like quality like films and stuff like that? Remember when they got people like Martin Scorsese and Noah Baumbach and all these other fucking people? Can we go back to that era?
Well, to be fair, they had the power of the dog. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I guess I got lucky on that one. Well, that's
They
their business
release so
model.
much
Just
shit.
throw fucking money at everything. Like, I could just go to Netflix
Beca-
Studio right now, pitch some random thing out of my ass, and they'd probably give me like $200 million to make it.
As long as it's not animated.
Yeah, because apparently they're gonna stop giving vanity projects money, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, vanity projects like The Irishman.
Yeah, we're gonna stop making good movies. Yeah, we're gonna stop making good movies and only make bad movies. Yeah.
Their business model is that they really like they like to get on a high of like those banging shows like Stranger Things and Squid Game. So they just like throw so much shit at the wall and be like, okay, this will be the one, and then it's not, and then
And
occasionally
that just
they do
fucking
get it
doesn't
right, but
work.
it's
Yeah.
like something
Yeah,
unexpected,
it's
like
like
Squid Game.
Yeah, it's like fucking every like anime adaptation where it's like this Cowboy Bebop thing is gonna be a fucking hit, and then no one watches it and they're fucking shocked. Yeah, like no shit. Like you took one of the most beloved
doubling
anime
down on all the
properties
Korean
of all
content now
time.
because of Squid
Yeah.
Game.
And then just fucking like doing bullshit. It's like fuck you. Like, and now they're making a One Piece show, and then they're making a fucking like another
Last
Death Note
Airbender.
movie or show or some shit like that. Like, fuck you. Like, you're so out of touch. Like, do you seriously think people want this shit? Like, oh my god.
Y'all are boomers.
Yeah, all the boomers. Anyway, it looks like we're done talking about this, so I'm ready to get into ratings. If you
Yeah,
guys are,
let's
I'm
do
so
ratings.
done with this. I barely remember anything that happened in the movie because the only things
Yeah,
I remember are the
I went
ones
and
that I
saw it.
cringed. Yeah.
I went and saw it. I saw it. I had my dinner, and then I'd forgotten about it by the time I finished my food.
I slept and I forgot about it by the time I woke up. It's like
All right.
this is dumb.
Yeah.
This is fucking stupid. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
I give this one a 4 out of 10.
And
Closer
I'm-
to a 3 than a 5.
and I'm giving this one a 3 out of 10. I mean, apparently it's doing well. Apparently it's the #1 movie on fucking Netflix, but so is like fucking everything these days, I guess. So I don't even know what that means
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, so like
Fucking Goatsy could be the #1 thing on Netflix.
yeah, part of me just wants to be like a normie again, just so I could like consume shit like this. But no, this is where I'm
just
at
put
right
yourself
now.
on the- If you wanna, Timmy, if you wanna look at some like really like normie shit, go into the 5-star reviews on Google reviews for this movie.
Oh my
And be like,
god.
this is one of my favorite movies I've ever seen.
To be fair, there are like a bunch of fucking idiots who like say shit like that. There are like 5-star reviews for the fucking Fanatic movie, like with John Travolta. So like fucking anything can get 5-star reviews. So anyway, please, I want to move
How many
on.
of
Can
those
we just
people
talk
are
about the
like, no
castle
one knew
now?
about
I want to
that
move
film.
on now. I want to talk about a good movie
Okay.
now.
The Castle, directed by Rob Stitch. About a actually, how about one of you guys give me like the premise on it? Okay. It's about this family called the Kerrigan family, who are very very Aussie, and they're trying to fight getting kicked out of their home, which is right next to the airport, and antics ensue basically. What do you guys think?
I was just thinking about that episode of Regular Show where Mordecai and Rigby get abandoned in Australia, and they have to like find their way back to the airport and get back to the States so that Benson doesn't fire them. And one of the characters goes, "Gotta punch the Prime Minister," or whatever, and then Rigby goes, "I gotta punch the Prime Minister," or something like that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, as for the movie, yeah, it was good. Yeah, I liked it. It was there was a lot I definitely appreciated about the film. I think my favorite aspect definitely were like just the character moments, like just like the characters in general, because they just kind of say just some of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
you know,
so
like
good.
I always loved like the little moments where it's like, you know, one of the sons, he's like, "Dad, there's a jousting sticks are for sale." It's like, "Jousting sticks, how much? 600? They're dreaming." Like it's just like
dreaming.
just little moments like that. Yeah, it's like they're jousting sticks. Like you can't sell them for 600. I could get them for like 200 a piece or something. It's like
They're
it's
all
just those
based on
little
like there
moments
are
where it's
people
like,
like that in Australia.
oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
Like it's all based.
and yeah, but it was like cute. It was like very
Yeah.
wholesome. I was like, this is it was very like the little character moments like that where they just say like the weirdest shit, but it's like it's really funny.
Yeah, how much of
and
the
not in a cringy way. It's like, yeah.
how much of the humor did you get?
Oh,
Because
sorry.
it's obviously very very Aussie.
I mean, I laughed a fair bit. I guess I could say I got most of the comedy because it
Yeah.
felt like it kind of felt like a sitcom, only like they could actually swear in this sitcom, and it had a little more production value. And like, and I looked this up, and apparently like a lot of the writers like came from like a sitcom or something, right?
Yeah, the director, he's like he doesn't do much. He doesn't do directing anymore. He was like an actor on this Australian sitcom called Utopia. No,
Oh,
not
okay,
that
yeah.
Utopia.
not the
Paracynical one. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that was really weird. Like it felt like a Martin Scorsese movie where it's like narrating like fucking every like 5 minutes. I was like, that was weird.
But it's the setup jokes.
I was just happy to know that like not all Australian movies are fucking Baz Luhrmann like seizure inducing like eye fest or
Yeah, no, he
whatever.
he doesn't
Because I was
represent
just
us.
like, oh, thank God. Yeah.
Very very Aussie jokes, like the one where he says like yeah, the one where he says like I gotta move the Chimera. I'll just get the keys to the for the Toyota, and then move the Holden. Like, oh, you know what's funny? Um, the holiday house scene. I have driven. My cousins live about like 30 minutes past that town. I have driven past that town numerous times and gone past that house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, next time I go there, I'll like take a picture in front of it and send it to you.
I was gonna say do scenes from the castle.
It's an
when you
Airbnb,
get
so we can
there.
probably we can rent it if we ever do a meetup in Australia. One of the best jokes in the film, it's a very quick joke, but it's when the dad is talking to the stupid ass lawyer, who by the way is a great character. Like I love his entire
Probably the
thing.
funniest character. He's just the vibe of it, you know. It's just
Jesus,
the
these
vibe of the
fucking
Constitution.
photocopiers.
It's like it's illegal. Like what the fuck? And then he just has this like mini like subplot where he just can't get his photocopier working or whatever. It keeps breaking. It's like this doesn't need to be in the movie, but it's just funny, you know. So,
Yeah, it's when he's talking to him like the first time, and he's like, "Come on, you gotta help me with this," and he was like, "I do small stuff," and then the dad says like, "Oh, you represented the oldest brother who's in jail," and he's like, "Yeah, but he got 8 years," and then he says, "Yeah, but you held him up just as well as he held up the petrol station."
I was in tears when I heard that. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Yeah, I think that's the biggest like praise I can give the movie. Like the writing is like pretty fun. It's really witty. It's like they know how to like get these kind of jokes, and it's like I was afraid like based on like the poster and stuff. It's like, oh, is
Yeah,
this
the
gonna
poster
be like
doesn't make it
fucking
look
like
that good.
sitcom? Yeah. It looked like a kiddie movie or something, like a sitcom or something, but then they say shit like get fucking stuck up or whatever to like a judge or like a lawyer or some shit. It's like, wow, Jesus Christ, like Yeah, and like, can I just say, like, the wigs and like the lawyers, like the costumes that they were wearing is just like the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I don't know if that's supposed to be representative, like the higher courts of like Australia or whatever,
I
but I
think
just
so.
found all
Yeah,
that really funny.
yeah.
So
They
yeah,
still they
and
still
it
do
just
that.
all the court stuff in general with like the lawyer guy, Dennis, I think his name was,
Dennis
like
Denudo.
when he was like, yeah, when he goes up to like the judge and he's like, so how am I doing? Like, what's like a kind of, what's an angle that I can get at here with this, like with this case? And the judge is like, are you fucking serious? Like, I'm a judge, I can't tell you that. And I was like, that
Am I
was
in the
really funny.
ballpark though?
I found that charming. Yeah, am I in the ballpark? Yeah,
Yeah, I think the
yeah.
only jokes that have aged badly are about the neighbor Farouk, where he's like um I do not mind this place. In my country, plane fly overhead, drop bomb. Like I don't think those ones have aged the
Yeah,
best.
that was just like a staple of every like 80s and 90s movie. It's
Yeah,
like, "Wow, what a knee slapper. We got like a foreigner in this movie or
and
whatever."
then
And
those all
he
stopped
it's
after a
funny cuz he's
certain
a
day.
foreigner. Yeah. Yeah. What a knee slapper. Yeah. At least they were like what I found refreshing in this movie, and I guess it's because Australia is like more tolerant than America, where it's like they didn't treat him like a fucking. I mean, they still kind of did, but like not to the point where like they were demeaning his character or anything like that. Like in like most other movies, like here it's like he was still like part of the gang or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's kind of nice, I guess. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
and a lot of decent performance, I would say. You know, like Eric Bana was in the movie. I was surprised by that. I was
yeah.
like, Eric Bana, like what the fuck is he?
This was his breakout role. Like he was mostly on Australian
Yeah,
TV.
he's like a fucking like kickboxing enthusiast or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's like when you kickboxes, blah 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 blah, and it's like, I was like, wow, this is when you compare this to something like Munich or some shit or Hulk. It's like I can't believe this is the same actor. So, uh, but I thought the dad was really good. Like I thought the
Well, yeah,
all
he's
acting
effectively
wise,
the main
everything was like
character.
kind of. Yeah, like all the acting was kind of like serviceable, but like the dad I thought was like pretty good. He was probably my favorite like actor in the movie. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
him and the stupid Dennis Wayne. Yeah,
yeah, I guess.
that was such a funny scene when he's like,
I liked that joke when they were gonna get kicked out of the house, and he was and the brothers like, you can tell those government people to like get fucked or whatever, and then the guy and then the main kid like reads the paper to his dad and he's like, and yeah, tell the government people to get fucked. Oh wait, I was supposed to take that last part out, but I guess I forgot. That was kind of funny. I liked that. Yeah,
do you think this is worthy
I think and
of being held in like the same like high regard in this in Australia at least as like Mad Max and like Crocodile Dundee and stuff?
Uh, I mean, no, but only
Yeah,
because I love Mad Max Fury Road so much.
yeah,
I think it might be. Well, it's directed by George Miller, who is
it's
Australian,
all
so I
filmed in
guess
Australia.
if you count that as an Australian, yeah, that too. Yeah, so it's an Australian movie. Whatever. Yeah,
They're
I
our own. You can't steal them from us. I'm sorry.
I will say if this movie had any like Mad Max style action scenes, I would have been very fucking like happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I guess like that was my biggest like issue with the movie. There wasn't anything like technically spectacular about the film. Like I thought like direction and cinematography wise, everything like was like at best like serviceable. Like it was fine. Nothing really to like write home about or anything. Like the movie's more carried by its actors and its writing more than
yeah,
anything. So like I could forgive like kind of like the really bland and like serviceable like direction, cinematography, and the editing honestly kind of like was kind of subpar if I'm being honest, because there were certain like
it was
scenes that were
serviceable.
cut and like certain like audio, yeah, that was like just kind of like that could have been better, but whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it just is held up so well by like that fantastic writing and like all the characters.
Yeah. It kind of it was like a Woody Allen movie, I guess,
Uh,
in the sense that like Woody Allen's movies are also like really kind of bland to look at. They don't really have any like exceptional like cinematography or camera work or anything like that. But it's their, I mean, at least his older works was like held up by like the witty like solid writing and stuff like that and the performances. And this kind of felt like that in the sense that like yeah, like a lot of the technical aspects could like are something to be desired for, but like it's they're more than made up for like the writing, which I found consistently funny because like there was never a moment that I like there was never a joke that I didn't like at least chuckle because I was like having fun. I was entertained for most of the time, and like the actors could like sell this dialogue very well. Like, and it can get very corny too. Like I love how the end like it ends with like the main kid who's like, my name is like Daryl Kerrigan, and like that's my story or whatever. It's like, is this like a documentary or some shit? Like, what the fuck are we doing
the
here?
Kerrigan decision.
Like Jesus. Yeah, the Kerrigan decision. Yeah.
One last detail I wanted to add. It was about the holiday home bit, but the town that's in, Bonnie Doon, apparently after the film, housing prices apparently went down in that area because it
Oh,
wasn't
really?
it wasn't really portrayed the best, was it? Like they didn't really make it look that good.
Hmm.
Kind of made it out to be a shithole.
Yeah.
What was your
What,
guys' favorite
If
joke?
you guys could say what, yeah, I was gonna say what was everyone's favorite joke. I found the anything that came out of like the Dennis. Sorry, what was his last name again?
Dennis
Dennis
Denuto.
Duran or whatever.
Dennis Denuto.
Dennis Denuto. Every line that came out of him was fucking gold. I was laughing at everything he was saying because he's just like he was kind of like a Mr. Bean type where it's like he's just this incompetent fucking idiot, but I was laughing at everything that he was doing, you know. So yeah, it's just the vibes, man.
The judge
Yeah.
says to him, "So what are the laws that pertain to this vibe?"
I like how he can't read Roman numerals. Like that was like a thing he like couldn't understand or whatever. That was just a random thing. It's like this is dumb, but I like it. So
Yeah, yeah, I think, yeah, as you said, Timmy, anything that came out of Dennis's mouth. I mean, I think my favorite bit just might be like his little rants where he's just swearing in like his photocopier.
yeah, that was just anything with that. Like it's just his personal struggle with like the photocopier. It's like God fucking damn it, it's not working or
cleaned that
whatever.
tray
It's like I
3
cleaned this
fucking
fucking thing
times.
3 times. Yeah.
Yeah,
And like I like the little like resolution to a subplot where it's like the main kid is like, yeah, Dennis finally got a new photocopier and it never once broken down or blah 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 blah. I was like, that's it reminded me of the guy who's like my cabbages from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like it was kind of like that level of like hilarious where it's like that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think probably
yeah,
my
I swear I've seen the main guy, the main dad, like Daryl character. I swear I've seen him in something else. Like he looked very familiar. Has he been in anything I would have seen?
I don't know. I don't think most of the actors besides like Eric Bana are not like really known besides like through Australia.
Okay, yeah. I swear I've seen the main guy, the main dad somewhere. I don't know. That's just a thought I had.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, probably my biggest criticism of the movie is like the pacing and like how it wraps up with like, oh, we're sad now because we're getting kicked out, but now this lawyer's magically here and he's gonna solve everything. Like you never doubt at like that point when he like turns up that they're like gonna lose at that point. And I think,
Yeah, he's the magic eagle of this movie. He's the Deus Ex Machina.
I suppose
He
because
just
it's,
shows up. You know?
he's a really that guy the guy who plays that lawyer, he's like a really famous like Australian like TV actor, so I think they just
Oh,
wanted to,
really?
yeah, they just wanted to put him in.
I just I liked how he brought along Dennis even though he's like a fucking incompetent idiot or whatever. And he just kind of like he stops him from like giving this speech halfway through to give him this note and it says, "Do you want a glass of water?" or whatever. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right.
And then at the end he gives him that other
Uh.
one that just says fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was quoting him too. He was like, it's not a house, it's a home. It's like memories and stuff like that, you know." So plagiarism, but whatever. So
Yeah.
Uh,
One more joke I'll shout
that's all
out.
I've
One more
really.
joke I'll shout out before I
Okay,
give my
yeah.
rating is it's
Uh-huh.
I hate to bring up the scene again, but the fucking when they're on the patio at the holiday home when he's going like, how's the serenity? It's not a sound to be heard. You could just hear the bug zapper in the background.
That was funny. I'll give it that. I was like, are they just not aware that like this bug zapper is like zapping all these like I'm assuming mosquitoes or
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say this movie is like a accurate representation of like Australian culture? Because
Yes.
I've never been to Australia and I've never met an Australian person in my life. So
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of caricaturish, like, but yes, there are people very much like the dad and the lawyer who very much exist in Australia, and yeah, it's kind of like a commentary on like the best parts of us, like the most endearing parts of us. Yeah, it.
I was gonna say, is this Australia's answer to This Is England or some shit like that?
Well, This came out before This Is England.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give my
I've
rating.
said everything I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'll give my
Yeah,
rating.
okay.
I love this thing so much. This is like one of my favorite comedy movies, probably. I'll give it
Oh, really?
an 8 out of 10.
And I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. I liked it. Yeah.
Pleasant.
Yeah, I was
fun.
glad I watched this last out of everything we had to watch because I was like so disenchanted and like heartbroken by like the gay man and the black phone. I was like, finally, a fucking good movie. So
And then the castle came in and saved you.
yeah.
All right.
All
we
right,
doing
question
questions? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is these are from my friends. I asked my friends who are kind of like me, but more like 10 times more insane. So I'll start with this one. This is like the most like least insane one. This comes from CR Gamer 501. It just says how to evade taxes.
This is the most sane one.
Yeah.
uh
How do you evade taxes?
I would say there's no like person I was gonna say like I don't know, be like Wesley Snipes or whatever, but then he got caught for not paying his taxes. So like I don't know, leave the country.
The
go.
best people who've
Yeah, we're not con artists. We can't really tell you how to do this. Just pay your fucking taxes and don't get caught by the IRS.
I mean, to be fair, I can't unless they're like a rich asshole. I can never be mad at anyone for like dodging their taxes. Like it's like I understand.
When I look at say you're 5.
Childhood is just a free trial.
Yeah, say you're 5 and then don't pay taxes. Yeah. It's this honestly. Have you guys seen Batman the Animated Series?
No.
Oh, well, I guess that was before you guys' times. Well, there was this episode of Batman the Animated Series. I'm barely older than you guys. Where,
I'm 16. You're 22.
yeah, like barely older then. Yeah, so yeah,
Half a decade.
whatever. Anyway, there was this episode of Batman the Animated Series where like Joker, like he's like there's this episode where he like freaks out and starts robbing banks, and one of the bank tellers
Oh, I've
were
seen this
like
clip, yeah.
they were like, why are you stealing from the bank? He's like, because I can't let the IRS catch me. It's like Batman, he can beat me up so many times, but no way I'm gonna like go to court against the IRS and stuff like
IRS,
that. It's
no,
like
thank you.
yeah, it's like Jesus.
Yeah,
that
I've
was
seen that clip
funny.
before.
Yeah, so you guys should watch Batman the Animated Series. It's a very fun, it's a really enjoyable superhero cartoon, so highly recommend. So anyway, next question, I guess, unless you guys have anything more to
Yeah.
say about how to dodge taxes. Don't be like Wesley Snipes. Pay your taxes.
Isn't that why Martha Stewart went to prison? Because she didn't pay her taxes?
Did
Or
she? I don't fucking know. Jesus.
I think that might have been insider trading. Whatever. Do you want me to go from like the least insane to like the most insane?
You can ask whatever you want and we'll answer it. So yeah.
Okay. I'll need to explain this one, but Nubbalicious asks what would you rate Tenet and why did you say 10? I'm gonna have to explain this because this guy my friend, he loves Tenet so much for some fucking insane reason.
Oh, is this
He
his
thinks it's like the height of cinema.
Is this his Madagascar 2?
Exactly, yeah. And he was so shocked when I found out I rated it like a 6 or a 5. And so now he's just like, why don't you like Tenet?
I can't.
So I'll just.
I feel
What
like
do we think of Tenet?
I feel like I can't even answer this question because I still haven't seen Tenet. Like,
Oh, you really?
yeah, it came out
Have you seen it, Luca?
it came out during the pandemic, and I couldn't see it because I didn't want to go to a theater. And by the time I was ready to go out, it was gone, and I never had the chance to watch it. So I still haven't seen Tenet. I can't really answer this
I
question.
think it's on Netflix now.
I know it's on like HBO Max, I think. So I if I have time, I'll watch it or something like that. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask me this again
he
when
won.
I watch Tenet, and then I'll contribute. Yeah.
He won asks, what is the best animation studio from each decade from 1960 till now? And why is it not Disney for all recent ones?
I was gonna just say Studio Ghibli
mean-
from like 1980 to fucking now. Not now, maybe like 2010s, because then I have to like remember that fucking Earwig and the Witch fucking exists. So and I'd rather keep forgetting
about-
that the
what
movie
about-
exists. So
What about Ponyo?
I liked Ponyo. Fuck off. Yeah. So I will give it this: the 80s was when we saw the Disney Renaissance, right? Yeah, like that was like just like that was just Disney's
80s and
fucking
90s.
yeah, like fucking Disney's like hitting home run after home run. I mean, I don't think like every movie in the Disney Renaissance is like perfect, but like there are some films that are like really really exceptional. Like I think Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King are like very exceptional animated movies. Like it's crazy like how
Yeah.
good both of those
Lion
films
King
are.
and Mulan.
I was decent
Mulan's,
on
like,
Mulan.
last.
I wasn't that enthusiastic about Mulan. There were elements about it I liked for sure. Like I liked the music and I liked the main character, but then there was just this other shit. Like Eddie Murphy is like fucking annoying in that movie. I hated him in the film, and it honestly just kind of got boring at certain points. I was like, I'm getting bored. Like Jesus. So I have a soft spot for Hercules.
Yeah, I
I
think-
think that's one of the more underrated like Disney Renaissance films. Like the music in that
Yes.
film fucking slaps. I love the music
brother.
in that movie. Yeah, and like James Wood as Hades, like probably like one of the most underrated Disney villains. I fucking love him. Yeah. So
Yeah.
um,
I'd say for the
sorry.
the
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
2000s or the 2000 and the first decade, I'd say probably Aardman.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they,
yeah.
They were just fucking hitting it in the ballpark with like
Yeah.
Chicken Run and
Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the
Wallace and
Were Rabbit.
Gromit.
I loved that movie when I was a kid. I adored Wallace and Gromit. And I had never
Me
seen
too.
any of like the Wallace and Gromit shows or like movies or anything like that. That was my first exposure to Wallace and Gromit. I was like, this is the cutest thing ever. I swear to God, like Jesus. And I guess we can
Yeah.
say DreamWorks in general because we got somebody once told me,
Oh, shut the.
from
Yeah. Well, we also got Madagascar and Madagascar 2 in that same decade.
Hell yeah. Pixar was pretty much on a fucking roll in the 2000s too. I mean, like they had Toy
Yeah,
Story
well,
and
there was
Toy
a
Story
point where
2.
they were acquired by Disney.
Yeah, that kind of sucked, but they were on a roll with stuff like The Incredibles and Ratatouille. Just anything with like Brad Bird. I think Brad Bird is like an exceptional animation director. Like he fucking slaps. I loved Incredibles and Ratatouille when I was younger. Yeah, and Finding Nemo, Up,
Remember when
Monsters Inc. Yeah, there were some good stuff. Yeah.
Remember
I'm
when
not.
Brad Bird tried to make that to do like live action filmmaking, he made that Tomorrowland movie.
Yeah,
with,
which was
George
so
Clooney.
fucking boring. I couldn't finish the movie. Like I was so incredibly bored. Like I tried to finish the movie, but I couldn't. It was so boring. And I think he made like the fourth Mission Impossible movie or something like that. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
Ghost
that's
Protocol.
right. Yeah, Ghost
That one's
Protocol.
better.
Yeah. And then he made Incredibles 2, which was one of the most disappointing sequels I've ever seen in my life. So I barely remember anything that happened in Incredibles 2 now that I think about it. So I'm not too familiar with animated films from the 60s and 70s. And I guess that's like a weakness of mine because like I love animation. I'll watch anything animated because I guess I like animation more than the fucking Oscars, I guess. It's like I think animation's just a really special like kind of like form of filmmaking for me and to see it like as it is. How familiar are you guys with like Ralph Bakshi movies? Because I know he was pretty well, not pretty, but kind of big
Lord of
and
the
like
Rings.
yeah. Because I had seen for class in school. I had seen a couple of his movies. I had seen Fritz the Cat and what was it? Wizards. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, and I saw them for like an animation class, for like a film class or whatever. And I thought they were like they're not like I'm I'm struggling to say if they're good, but they're definitely unique. I'll give them that. They're unique. They're their own thing, and I will give Ralph Bakshi that. Like he does his own things, and good on him, man. I'll say that. So yeah.
Yeah, he's just vibing.
Yeah. So, any other animated
Yeah.
studios or shows? So, I mean, I unless you guys want me to, I was gonna just rant about Studio Ghibli, um, at a certain point, because it's like, look, I basically kiss their ass at this point, except anything that Goro Miyazaki makes. Um, but yeah, I mean, but like
Fuck that guy.
genuinely, like the animated films that like Studio Ghibli has made are like most of them are fucking like amazing works of art. Like I remember the very first Studio Ghibli film I had ever seen was My Neighbor Totoro, which is the film that like brought Studio
Yes.
Ghibli into fruition. And like that's still a movie that I cherish near and dear in my heart. It's been a hot minute since I've seen it. I haven't seen it in a very long time. I want to recommend it at some
I saw it
point.
recently.
Yeah, so but like
Oh,
everything they
fuck
make is
yeah.
just like Spirited Away. I think is the perfect animated film. Like I could see that 100 times and I will never get bored and I would get a different interpretation from it. Like I think Spirited Away is fucking perfect. Princess Mononoke is also a perfect film, and then you have Miyazaki's other films like Kiki's Delivery Service and Castle in the Sky and Porco Rosso and Ponyo and all this stuff. Like he has never made a bad movie in my mind. Like I love everything he's made. Him and like Isao Takahata, because he made stuff like Grave of the Fireflies and Only Yesterday and The Tale of the Princess Kaguya. Like I love all of his movies too. They're fucking incredible, So there's not like, except all the bullshit that Goro Miyazaki made, like Studio Ghibli is like an A+ on my end. So yeah.
What's that studio that makes? Yeah, what's that studio that made like Coraline and
Yeah, well,
Cuba on the Two Strings?
yeah, that was like
Lycra.
yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
Henry Selick.
Yeah, that
Jesus, he's also like a really fantastic director when it comes to stop motion animation. Like Nightmare Before Christmas and like Coraline are genuinely perfect like stop motion animated films. Like I could watch those movies any time of the week. I might recommend Coraline at some point because like when I was
yes.
younger, I had seen all these like dumbass slasher movies. I'd seen like Friday the 13th and like like Halloween and all this stuff. But like Coraline was a movie that genuinely terrified me. Like spoilers for for Coraline, that scene where like the fucking like when the mom is like banging against the door and like the hand is like trying to like break that genuinely terrified me. I was like, holy shit. That was that was scary. Yeah. So
That was on like your childhood trauma. Uh, this is the last one because most of these ones are shit. But just brace yourself for how insane this thing's gonna be.
okay, yeah,
Um,
hit us with this insane
okay,
question.
okay, okay. Uh, Eduardo Gaming asks us, how much gay porn would you download under the assumption that nobody would ever find out?
I mean, I mean, I mean, I'm glad we got this question because
Listen, man.
I was afraid we were just gonna get like fucking vanilla questions or whatever. So this is just like a refreshing change of pace for me. So yeah, I mean,
Listen, man, they're my friends. They operate different. They're built different.
I mean, I'm also insane. Like, have you heard some of the shit that I've said? Like, Jesus, it's like this is kind of like normal for me.
Where they
Um,
come?
I, I mean, I'm not gay, so like, even if I could hide gay porn that no one could find it, it's like, what need would I have for it? Can I just download regular porn instead? Can I download hentai? Can I do that? Is that okay? Because like gay porn does nothing for me. Like I'm not gonna whack off to that. Like, cause just that's just not how I go. That's not how I vibe. So
Yeah. I think If I couldn't get caught, oh, the amount of stuff I'd download. I'd make like Jared Fogel's like collection look like
Jesus fucking
pathetic
Christ.
in
What the hell are
comparison.
you talking about?
You know how Martin Scorsese has the biggest collection of DVDs in the world.
Yeah, I want to see the type of things that like Martin Scorsese whacks off to. Like, what is? Does Martin Scorsese's porn need to be like
just a film,
Does he need to?
just a black and white film.
Does his porn need to have like fucking? It need to be shot in 35 millimeter and it needs to have like a certain amount of production value or some shit like that. Maybe he whacks off
He
to
probably
like.
whacks off to his own He probably whacks off to his own movies.
I wouldn't be surprised. No, that's something like Quentin Tarantino would do. I wouldn't be surprised if Quentin Tarantino like whacks off to his own movies. You know, because he
Yeah,
has so many feet shots in those movies. He's probably jerking off while he's directing those scenes right now. Like Jesus.
He's probably jerking off on set
Yeah.
while he's shooting them.
Meanwhile, Harvey Weinstein is just in the fucking background, just jerking off to everything in general. So you know. That's what that is. So, and I bet
It's past midnight here. We're talking. And I'm
We're
talking,
talking about
just sitting here,
whacking
just talking
off.
about Harvey Weinstein and Quentin Tarantino jerking off.
And I bet,
gay
I
porn
bet you, if
downloads.
J.R.R. Tolkien was alive and he's seen any of Quentin Tarantino's movies, he'd probably whack off to that because he also he had a foot fetish himself.
Really?
Yeah. Why do you
didn't
think?
actually know that.
Why do you think the Hobbit's feet are so big and hairy?
Oh God, no! That makes too much sense. Now. Oh shit! It's too late. It's too late in the night for this.
Luka, do you have anything to contribute to this? If you could, wait, what was the question? If you could like download K-porn and no one would find it, would you do it? Was that the question?
No, it was if you knew you could download gay porn and get away with it, how much would you download? Yeah, you watch it. You don't download
Why
it.
would you download it in the first place? What century do we live in where you need to download porn? Like, all of that is on the internet. Like, what are we doing here? What is this, like 2004? Like, Jesus.
In 2004, we were still using the magazines though.
Thank God we're ending
wait, no.
this. Yeah,
Wait.
yeah. Thank God we're
No.
ending this. Yeah.
I wanted to add my own question because no one said
Jesus
did this the week
Christ.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Technically, it's the last one, but I'm just gonna add this because we need to have a proper question. But oh, my friends are gonna get mad at me for that. What are your guys' most anticipated movies this year?
Let me scroll through
Yeah.
the fucking Venice Film Festival list real quick. I mean, I know
Yeah, I'll
the new Darren Aronofsky
Yeah, I'll
film,
do-
The Whale. I can't wait to see that shit. So
I can't wait to see that with Brendan Fraser.
yeah, no, the B Dog's back. The Chad himself is back.
New George Miller. I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think the new Park Chan Wook
Noah
film.
Baumbach.
Oh yeah, the new Noah Baumbach, the new Park Chan Wook film. I'm excited for that. The director who
Alejandro
made
Gonzalez Inarritu.
yeah, the new Iñárritu Bardo, I think it's called. Yeah.
Bardo.
The new film, I don't remember his name, but he directed like Shoplifters. He has a new movie with the guy from Parasite and stuff. He has a new movie, and I've been wanting to watch that. I'm really excited. Yeah, Broker, that was it. Yeah.
The new Damien Chazelle film. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Looking
I
forward
guess
to that.
so. Yeah, I'm not as. I have a friend who's just a
You're
massive,
indifferent towards him.
No, just like I have a friend who's like a massive fan of like Damien Chazelle. Like Whiplash is his favorite movie, and then like La La Land is his second favorite movie, and like I mean they're good movies, but like I don't like have this massive boner for Damien Chazelle that like everyone else has. But I'll still see. What was it called? Babylon. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so. The new Andrew Dominic film Blonde with Ana de Armas, that sounds
Yes.
interesting. I'll see that. I've never seen any
Coincidentally, the same guy who directed Chopper, which starred Eric Bana, which is his breakout role after The Castle.
Oh really? Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I still haven't
all
seen The Assassination of Jesse James and Killing Them Softly, but they seem like movies I'd like. I'll make sure to watch
Yeah.
those before I see the new Andrew Dominic film. Yeah. Oh yeah, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yes,
What a
I saw the
throwback to
trailer for
our
that. That looks really cool.
Pinocchio video, because I think we talked about that. Isn't like Robert Zemeckis also making a Pinocchio movie or some shit like that?
Live action one
Live action, quote
with Tom
unquote.
Hanks.
Yeah. So,
There's this one film that
yeah, the new Martin McDonagh film. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. I swear.
there's this one film that premiered at Cannes that looked really interesting that I really wanted to see called EO. It's by this guy called Jerzy Skolimowski. He's like a Polish director, and it's basically about like it's just like footage of like a donkey, but like and there's like all these he's just getting like hauled around in like this caravan, and like all these characters like confessing like their darkest secrets to him. And it's like basically like a character study, just with like this one random ass donkey, and
Alex,
it looked really
that sounds
interesting.
interesting.
So,
I'll check it out. Yeah. I know I've already seen it, but I'm sure you guys are probably anticipated for it. The new Jordan Peele, Nope.
yes,
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so is the new Miyazaki coming out this year or is that next year? I don't remember.
This year in Japan, but early next year.
Oh shit, the new Makoto Shinkai film. I totally forgot. Speaking of anime, like that's not coming out in the States until next year, but it's coming out in Japan in this year. Did you seriously?
Sorry, I was confusing.
I was gonna say, did you confuse
Yeah, I
Miyazaki
mixed them
with Shinkai? You fucking racist, Jesus.
No.
I've been trying to watch that,
fucking
but it's fucking nowhere. Like people keep
know.
gaslighting me on when that's coming out, and I don't know when it's coming out. So
It just hasn't released anywhere in Australia.
yeah, this is like the opposite
Neither
of
is
like
the new David Cronenberg.
yeah. I didn't get a chance to see that. I want to watch that. Oh, speaking of new things, the new David Fincher I think is also coming out this year, right?
The Killer.
Yeah, The Killer. Yeah,
I'm
I love David Fincher.
who
Yeah,
can
I'll
only
watch
guess what
anything.
that must be.
I mean, a David Fincher movie about a hitman growing a conscience. That sounds interesting. I'll check that out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch anything with David Fincher just in general. So, because I recently revisited Zodiac, I forgot how fucking entertaining that movie is. That movie's fucking awesome. So, yeah.
I'll share one more film.
Sure? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not this year, but it's next year. The new Jonathan Glazer film. I forgot what it's called.
Oh.
He's finally got a new film coming out.
What's it about?
Nazis.
Oh, nice, classic. Yeah. I mean, after I saw Under the
I'll look
Skin,
it up.
after I saw Under the Skin, I'll be like, you know what, this guy pretty good at making movies. I'll watch anything else he makes. So.
Pretty good at making these things.
I still haven't seen Sexy Beast. I've been meaning to watch that. I want to watch that at some point. So
The Zone of Interest. That's his new film.
okay. They're not movies, but I'm pretty sure like both Lars von Trier and Nicholas Winding Refn have like new shows. I'm not like hyped for them because I don't really like either of them, but I guess I'll see them. So, yeah, Nicholas Winding Refn and just in general, because I thought I still haven't seen Drive or any of his Danish films, so I'll give those a chance. But like I remember seeing Only God Forgives and the Neon Demon. I was like, wow, these are just some of the most pretentious bullshit movies I've ever fucking seen. So. And I think I tried to watch like parts of his show on Amazon. What was that called? Fucking Too Old to Die Young, I think that was called. I watched the first 2 episodes and I was so fucking bored. I was so boring. I was like, Jesus Christ. Apparently I watched the show wrong because apparently I was only supposed to watch like episodes 3, 4, and then like 6 or 7 or some shit. But it's like, if I'm only supposed to watch these episodes, why did you just not make these episodes of the show? Why are you making me watch all this bullshit? You know, whatever. So anyway, that's about it. So yeah.
So is that everything?
Yeah.
Want to give you a recommendation, Luca?
Yeah. What are we watching for next time?
What are we watching?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, just reminding everyone that we're doing a theme for these first 3 recommendations, that we're recommending
Oh yeah, I forgot. Also, if you want to ask us questions, make sure to leave questions in the comment section, and we'll make sure to answer them in the next episode. And if you have any questions in the future that you'd like to ask us, just if you follow any of us on Discord, just message us any questions you might have. And also, if you
Okay.
follow us on any social medias,
Yeah.
make sure you send us questions on that end as well. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, continue.
Yeah, we have a theme going. So Jules recommended a movie from Australia, and we're all gonna recommend movies from the country where we're from. And I'm recommending a movie called Morphe. Um,
Oh, how's it spelled?
Moffie. Don't go around saying that word because it's it's a South African slur for gay people.
Oh, sorry, how's it spelled? Moffe?
Moffie. Morphe.
IE. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so am I allowed to say it then?
No. I mean,
No, I mean,
it's-
just say
it's
the
referring
title of
to
the movie.
title of
That's the
film,
title of the
yes,
movie.
But don't
Yeah,
go
so-
around calling people that. It's pretty much the direct translation
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
F word slur in South Africa.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And yeah, that's the movie I'm recommending from here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's that. So thank you, everybody.
I think you mentioned this movie to me at some point, and I was like, that sounds interesting. I'll add it to the watch list. I just want to make sure that. Yeah, this is on my watch list. Yeah, you recommended
I'm
this to
adding
me.
it right
Yeah,
now.
it looks decent. Yeah, so
it's good.
Oliver Hermanus, is that how you pronounce?
Yeah, he actually has a movie coming out on this year's Venice Film Festival too.
Oh,
So,
really? Okay, I'll
yeah.
make sure to check that out after
Yep,
I see
added
this.
that
Yeah.
to my watch list.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oliver
Yeah.
Hermanus.
Yeah, if you don't, so that's it. Yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled for Mafi, that I'm allowed to say right now in terms of the movie, directed by Oliver Hermanus, make sure you watch it before we
Yep.
talk about it because we're gonna spoil the shit out of that movie. So, yeah, make
Alright,
sure you
bye-bye,
watch it.
everyone.
So,
Synecdoche.
okay, great. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Anything else
Happy
we should
Shrek.
say before?
Bye,
we...
bye-bye.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
all right,
Goodbye,
bye.
everybody.
Happy Shrek.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.